Boker Tov, having discussed electricity, let's now turn our attention to a common question on Yom Tov, especially outside of Israel, and especially when you have 2 days Yom Tov going into Shabbat. And that is showering or having a bath on Yom Tov or even on Shabbat. It can be very difficult when Yom Tov falls on a Thursday and a Friday and goes straight into Shabbat. That means from Wednesday afternoon before Yom Tov, a person hasn't been able to shower all the way through till Motzei Shabbat. Is there anything to be done? What can be done? Hot water, cold water? Let's try to go through all of this. So let's start with Shabbat. Shabbat is clear, both with hot water and with cold water. And that is as follows. With hot water, it is forbidden on Shabbat for a person to wash their entire body. That means one cannot have a bath and one cannot have a shower. And this is even if the water was heated from before Shabbat. So a person heated water for Shabbat, switched the boiler off, and then opens up the tap. One isn't allowed to shower or have a bath the entire body, even though it was heated from before Shabbat. And even though the boiler is off and it's not causing more water to come in, nonetheless it's forbidden. And this, the Gemara explains, was a takana, a gezirah of the Hachamim, because there were people who would have a hot bath on Shabbat, and the Hachamim would see them and ask what you're doing, how do you do this? And they would say, this was water heated from before Shabbat. And because of this, the Hachamim made a comprehensive ban upon going to a merhat, upon going to a bathhouse, upon having a shower or bath in hot water, even if the water was heated from before Shabbat. Now, of course, there's going to be, let's say, Gezerah de Rabbanan. Of course, there may even be potential issues from the Torah if by switching on the tap more cold water is coming into the boiler, then it could likely be a problem of bishul, of warming and cooking the water. But even leaving that aside, even if the boiler has been switched off, still it's forbidden on Shabbat to have a shower in hot water in one's entire body. Of course, it goes without saying we're talking about using a manual tap. However, water which was heated from before Yom Shabbat, a person is allowed to wash panav, yadav, veraglav, one's face, hands, and feet. One cannot wash more than that. One cannot wash different parts of the body. Only panav, yadav, veraglav, a limited amount of limbs around the body, if the water was heated from before Shabbat. And so, really, it's permissible for a person to switch on a tap on Shabbat and to have hot water if the boil is off. And like this, it doesn't cause more cold water to come into the boiler and to be heated up. And one can wash their face with hot water on Shabbat. One can turn the tap onto the hot and wash their face with hot water, the hands with hot water, because these are limited things, and they were the water was boiled from before Shabbat. Water which was boiled and heated on Shabbat, it's not permissible to use at all. Now, with cold water, Hachamim didn't forbid. And this is indeed the minhag of the Sfaradim. It's completely permissible for a person to have a shower on Shabbat with cold water, provided, of course, it's manual, there's no electricity involved, like we discussed. Then it's permissible for a person to have a shower on Shabbat. The Ashkenazim generally had the minhag not to have a cold shower on Shabbat because of the halachot a person needs to know when they have a shower in terms of drying themselves afterwards. They don't violate any prohibitions, which we'll discuss. Generally, the minhag for the Ashkenazim was to be strict. However, Moshe Feinstein writes, and this is the accepted psak, that even for the Ashkenazim, if there is tsar, if there's a strong reason why a person needs to have a shower, it's an extremely hot day, and a person feels very uncomfortable, and even for Ashkenazim, it's permitted to have a cold manual shower on Shabbat, one's entire body. And so this is with regards to Shabbat. So let's summarize with regards to Shabbat. Water which was heated on Shabbat can never be used on Shabbat. Water which was heated from before Shabbat can be used to heat a person's panav, yadav, veraglav, face, hands, and feet, provided it's manual and provided that it doesn't cause more water to be boiled. Having a cold manual shower on Shabbat for the Sfaradim is absolutely fine. For the Ashkenazim, it's customary not to unless there is a need to do so. Yom Tov is of course different. and we will discuss Yom Tov, Bezat Hashem.